Hey guys, welcome back to the Dimensions Woodworks Woodshop. Doing a little something different today, no project build, but I was fortunate enough to attend Workbench Conference this year, and I just wanted to take you guys along on my journey to Atlanta and check out some of the highlights from my trip. Let's go. So we arrived for our first little meetup in Atlanta. We just kind of mingle and hang out. Izzy Swan's doing a demo in the background, and we get to catch up with a lot of the folks that we've spoken with online and actually get to meet those guys face to face. So just checking into Workbench Con 2019, day one. Got Scott Powers here with me from Rebel Woodworks. Got James going on back there from Skyline Designs, and then JT from DFM Toolworks. We're just getting checked in, trying to find our way around, because I know this guy over here too. This is my boy, my woodcraft homie, Kyle. Uh-oh, throwing the gang signs up. And Kevin from Woodcraft. There's Frank, he popped in there. Yeah, we're just hanging out, trying to see what's going on, visit all the cool people that have showed up for Workbench Con. Who's popped in? Look, here's Chad on the other side. Chad, what's up?
Hey, he knew my name for real.
Chad from Mancrafting.
How's it going?
What's up, brother?
Good to see you guys.
So many folks that we've spoken back and forth over the years, and finally actually get to meet them in person. All right, so we found some more folks, some more Mississippi folks. We got Brandon and Kristen from Maddox Woodworks. What's up, guys? So once everyone's gotten acquainted a little bit, we all go to the Marriott to hang out and share a couple of beers and get to know each other a little bit better. So the beginning of day two kicks off with the first keynote speech from the guys from the Modern Maker podcast, Chris Salamone, Ben Ueda, and Mike Montgomery.
And so we'll get things started here with the Modern Maker podcast. You know Salamone, Ben Ueda, and Mike Montgomery.
Well, you're the exception. You're the guy that came out with his first video and we're all like, oh, no.
I felt at that time when the space was really crowded and I wondered if there was space for me in there. And so I was looking at everything that was out there and I very consciously made the decision not to follow what I was seeing out there. So
nice everybody, and again, remember, it doesn't take that much time to do extra simple, nice things, and those sort of seeds that you're planting down kind of pay off in the future. So thank you, have fun.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for the
So starting out day two, we've just listened to the Modern Maker guys speak, Ben, Chris, and Mike, give us some insight on how they started the podcast and the things that kind of got them started in not only woodworking and YouTube, but also what got them started in the direction of building the podcast and starting the Modern Maker. So the way they organized the event was they offered multiple classes at a time so that you could pick the class that you were most interested in. The first one I chose to go to was supposed to be taught by Ann of All Trades. She got snowed in, unfortunately, and couldn't make it. But April Wilkerson stepped in to save the day, and she taught us our first class on passive income streams.
Hobby, and it very quickly turned into an obsession, and then I dedicated myself to figuring out how I could turn it into a living so that I could do it all the time. The key, going back to the key of making it into a living in our niche, is opening up as many streams of revenue as you possibly can that you can maintain and that you can kind of integrate into your business model. So there is not just one way to do anything. It's just like building. The business model is the exact same way. What works for me might not work for you. My editing style wouldn't work for everybody. Jimmy's style definitely wouldn't work for everybody, but it works for him. So that don't feel like if something is working very successfully for somebody else and it doesn't work for you, especially right off the bat, don't get discouraged by that, because it's just fine. Again, I didn't quit my job because I was making enough money at the get-go, but I did see potential. Whenever the key to sponsorships, especially whenever you're starting out and building up everything, is to be super, super flexible.
After getting all that great information from April, we were able to then head over to Sean Stone's class where he was teaching us how to build a genuine, engaged audience.
The whole basis behind this talk is to grow your following so you can be attractive, I guess, to sponsorships, or if you want to monetize your hobby, if it's a hobby for you, or time later, instead of trying to just build your network.
All right, so we just went through Sean's class. Sean taught us a lot of valuable information about building a real, genuine, authentic following and how to retain that following.
I mean, like we said in the talk, I think just being who you are and not trying to fall in the comparison trap. Because once you start falling in that comparison trap, you're going to feel discouraged and defeated because, oh, well, I'm not good enough or as good as that next person. But if you just be who you are, the people who relate to that are going to
eventually come, right?
Yeah.
And I think
the comparison trap. Don't fall in it. It's unhealthy, in my opinion. Number one. But number two is
because you can't be that person no matter what.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. So
you're on your own person, man.
Yeah. So I'm with Sean definitely in feeling like that. Slow and steady wins a race.
Just be confident in what you're doing. If you can't be confident in what you're doing, then who can? I mean, nobody's going to be confident for you. So just believe in what you're doing on your own.
Cool, man. Good advice. Thanks so much, Sean. We appreciate it. We appreciate the talk. You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I know you. Then we got to learn from the Instagram man himself, Brad Rodriguez at Fix This Build That. He taught us a little class and gave us some tips on Instagram growth for 2019.
I can grow this. I kind of understand how this works a bit, or at least I understand if I do more of this, I'll get more of that. And one of the things we just hit on is social media burnout. So I want to talk about that because I am going to talk about growth and I'm going to talk about things you can do. But there's also, like, you can overdo it and you can become a slave to Instagram, and we want to stay away from that. And I was like, I'm not posting. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. And I saw the negative -53, and I was like, all right, like, I get it, like, I get it. But it was a trade-off. It was a trade-off, and it was almost just like, all right, I'm cool. And then I was like, all right, let's get back on it. I don't like the negative, so I jumped into it. But don't be a slave to it. But at the same time, keep your eye on it and don't spin your wheels. So that's what I'm all about. I'm all about efficiency. Find what works and do more of it.
In between those classes, they kind of had lunch in a common area, so it was a good place for us to mingle and meet with other makers as well as the brands that were there. Find anything interesting, Mr. IGBC?
So much interesting stuff. So many cool people here, though, too. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
There's no strangers here, right?
Right?
So
we already know everybody, but we don't know them.
No, that's the thing. You never met them in person, but you know who they are. You know their stories. You know what they're building. So it's instant commonality. It's the coolest thing ever. But it's still a first timer, so it's awesome.
It still makes it kind of weird, though, right? It's like I know you and I know all your stuff, and I know like what's in your shop right now. But I don't know. So what we've had to do, because everyone's name isn't automatically associated with their handle, check out Joe's name tag. So basically everyone's just been putting their stickers, their logos on their badge so that we can avoid that second question. Hey, my name is blah, 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 and this is my IG handle. So.
Well, you can't even count on the hats anymore. I'm a lucky one, but look, you can't even count on it anymore.
I've had a few people say, "Oh, it's Jay's Custom Creations." They quite obviously do not watch YouTube woodworking videos because I'm definitely not Jay.
Right.
I'm just rocking his merch, so that does lead to a little bed of confusion. But we'll see who else we can find in this crowd. Here's Bob. Let's see, Bob's back here chatting it up. Usually these guys are, a lot of them are preoccupied, and one of the more memorable occurrences here at Workbench Con 2019 was something that just totally shocked me, and well, you'll just have to watch. Check it out. This thing is ridiculous.
Most of everything in my shop has.
So they actually made this thing cut?
Pushed up.
You like that? That was a great icebreaker. What's up, man? I'm JD.
Nice to meet you, bro. You're not your gimbal.
I'm JD, and then I met JD that helped you with your shop yesterday.
Oh yeah, JD's here. He's awesome too.
Yeah, I had to help introduce myself because that's just too coincidental that he's JD and I'm JD and you're JD. So I actually brought one of your shirts.
You did?
Yeah, I wanted to see if you could sign it for me.
I would, of course.
Awesome. All right, let me put this thing up. Rock and roll. Jimmy DeResta, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I gotta show my shirt too, right? Why he came and took a picture of me. Yeah, this is
hold on, stay like that.
What's up, Jocko? I'm JD. What's up, buddy?
You guys
doing all right? What you doing on, man? Just freeform, trying to come up with ideas and whatnot. He's got the 4 and I've got the. They look cool. After that amazing encounter with Jimmy DeResta and Jocko whatever, we were able to go meet April at her merch table where she had set up to sell a few things. So, got to meet Jimmy and Jocko. That was pretty cool. Steve from Arbor Tech. Hey, for me.
Hey, thanks for supporting what I do.
Yes, thank you for doing what you do.
I'm glad that you enjoy it. That makes me feel really good.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get the pulse of the crowd and ask a few simple questions. There's some makers in here that you'll definitely recognize and some that you may not know yet. So I had them introduce themselves, kind of tell us what they work on in their shops and what they enjoyed most about Workbench Con 2019. So Jody,
I got a mallet from April. She signed it from my happy camper.
Yes. Jody, what's your channel name?
Welding Tips and Tricks.
Yeah, Jody Collier, Welding Tips and Tricks. The guy behind me doing the dance.
Got a cool name called JD.
Yeah, he's a super awesome dude.
My favorite person on the planet.
Yeah, JD and JD in the building. And JD, what's your channel name?
On Instagram, it's Apex-ish.
And on YouTube,
it's just JD Brewer.
JD Brewer on YouTube. So you guys go check them out. If you're not really into the metal thing, start with these two. And there you go. That one. Oh, he's saying. Yeah. That's sweet. It's a real gimbal for that. This is my boy Josh, another Mississippi maker.
What's up?
Ruckus. Check it out. Ruckus Wood Shop. You been having a good time today, man?
Yeah, man. It's been a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Met a lot of cool people.
Real good people.
Yeah.
Sure.
He snatched me up and took a picture and sent it to the guy that's on my shirt. So that's pretty.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Dude.
He snatched me up, took a picture, and sent it to Nick Offerman. So that's pretty cool. So unfortunately, while I was roaming around and letting people play with my gimbal, I got this cool shot of Jackman discovering my camera, but I lost the audio in these couple of clips. So I got this interview with Chopper Chris, who's just a YouTube legend, and also Donnie Carter from the Green Woodworker, but unfortunately there's no audio from that. Walk in, see that big W. Revolving doors. A lot of our booths here, Rockler, Inventables, Bessie, Armor Tool, and then IsoTunes down here at the end. What's your name?
My name is Jimmy DeResta and I make things.
Yeah? And where can we find you, Jimmy DeResta?
I'm Jimmy DeResta on YouTube, Instagram, and my mom's house.
Yeah. And what do you specialize in, Jimmy?
I make all kinds of things with metal, wood, plastic, resins.
Lots of old tools and stuff too?
I use old tools. My hobby is print pressing. I like to use antique print presses.
Yeah, and you made some really cool printed designs here for the convention this year.
I made an exclusive postcard for the. Ooh, that's a good one. That's the colors. We should take that one.
Yeah, that is really nice.
The color is mixing. It's hard to find them.
Yeah,
that's when I went from yellow to green.
Yeah. Oh, and how old was the machine you did that on?
I did this on my 1860s Gordon press. 1864.
Have you enjoyed the conference so far this year?
The conference has been a lot of fun. Met a lot of people, made a lot of new friends, followed a lot of new Instagrams.
Cool. And what do you think your favorite part was? Just the people and the interaction?
Just meeting people and shaking hands.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, bud.
Hey, man.
Chris Salamone. My channel name is 4 Eyes Furniture. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube. Pretty much just Google 4 Eyes Furniture and it'll all come up.
And then what do you specialize in mostly?
So mostly woodworking, kind of, I'd say slightly higher end DIY projects, mostly mid-century modern furniture inspired type stuff, lots of angular, clean, minimalistic lines, that sort of thing.
Yeah, lots of walnut.
Lots of walnut, and more recently, lots of crayon for some reason. I don't know if that'll stick the way that the walnut did.
Yeah, and then you recently started working with a lot more white oak as well, right?
I have, yeah. I always had a bad connotation of oak in my head just because I pictured like the furniture that I grew up with that was probably purchased like in the 70s and the early 80s, where it was like kind of a dark brown and just like super highly figured and on a lot of like heavier looking pieces, and that's like the opposite of my style. So I was always like, oh, that's what oak looks like. So I avoided it, and then one day I was like, I'm just gonna try it. I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this one. And it smells like pickles when you cut it.
So what have you enjoyed about the conference so far?
Mostly just like the people, honestly. Like the classes are cool and everything. I've taught a couple of them, and people said they've had a good time in it and learned stuff from it. But I think it's really like the connections that you make and getting to meet all the people that like you watch but never actually get a chance to interact with, and then people that you know are strangers to me but watch me a lot, and getting to come up and introduce themselves and say hi and have like some actual legit meaningful conversations. I think that's like the highlight of it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys got Kevin here from Woodcraft. So what have you gotten from this weekend so far, man?
Got a lot of feedback.
Yeah, pretty cool. Telling you about
Everybody loves us, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah. Gorilla Glue is in the house. So Gorilla's out here repping the brand hard. They've got tons and tons of products out, some new products that we're really stoked about, because up until now, we couldn't get Gorilla Glue in a gallon, and with guys like Paul Jackman running around using up all the glue, you need gallons.
I'm Brad, Family Guy DIY.
Your channel?
Britain Built Designs.
Britain Built. All right, cool. Well, you guys go check these guys out.
Crave Craft? Yeah, I'm gonna really like that.
Small YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Ben White, Whitewood Company.
What do you guys specialize in?
Right now I'm working on frames, wallboard. Yeah, this is my dad, White Builds Design, Mike White.
What's up, Mike? What you working on now in the shop? You said you're doing a lot of CNC. Yeah. What are you doing on the CNC?
Signs, playing around with it, getting some dimension to it.
My name is Cam Forstman. I'm with Ursus Woodworking, and yeah, just here trying to learn Instagram, learn YouTube for my hobby channel. So, yeah.
Paul Jackman from Jackman Works. Jackman Works everywhere. JackmanWorks.com, YouTube, Instagram. YouTube's where I hang out the most, playing with my palettes.
Yeah. So what do you specialize in, man?
I make videos for a living on YouTube. Trying to specialize in like high-end reclaimed. Try to take reclaim to the limit and see where we can do that.
High-end reclaimed pallets, huh?
That's right. Yeah. See what the upper extent of making pallet furniture is.
And what have you enjoyed most about our little Workbench Con this year?
I mean, just meeting people, meeting fans, meeting people I didn't know before. That's probably the best part. Is just talking. Everybody's like-minded. They all have the same goals, and just seeing how different people came to the same place is pretty awesome. Everyone had a different journey here, and just hearing about that is a lot of fun.
Folks from all walks of life, you know, we've got
all across the country, all different backgrounds, college, not college, you know.
All end up in Atlanta.
Everything's a little different, and
for this
everyone
conference,
gets to the same place, which is cool.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
My name is James Langley. I'm with Skyline Design Studio. I make just about everything. The event's been fantastic. It's a lot of overlapping things, so it's kind of depressing because you want to take all of it in, and so you really just need to focus on what you're trying to, you know, what's most important to you and get accomplished. So.
I'm Andrew Jost with Jost Woodworks.
You're the mallet man.
I try, yeah, I've made a couple mounts.
You did a really cool build for the Instagram Builders Challenge as well.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it was a walnut desk and welded a frame, and it was a good time.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Andrew. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we look forward to seeing all the great things coming out of your shop in the future.
Hey, my name's Chris Burton. I'm with the YouTube channel called A Glimpse Inside here at Workbench Con 2019. What we do, essentially our mantra is that we try to make woodworking not seem so intimidating to those who may think so. So it's very easy stuff, farm tables, barn door bars, stuff like that. Friends Fleet organizations, that's what we do. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube as well. And I just want to bring the making process to as many people as possible, because this pretty powerful thing, as you can see by this event as well.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part of Workbench Con so far?
Just the camaraderie of the makers. There's really not a community I've found like this where your top dog people who are absolute successful in this space are relating to the ones just starting out, or even just the fans in general, and that is monumental.
And then you've got something really cool going on here with your board. I want to check that out.
Basically, I'm known for plywood, Baltic birch, so I've decided to bring this around and people to sign this thing, and it's turned out pretty well. I got lucky. During the keynote speech, I handed it off to the person next to me, and then they passed it around. I lost it for about an hour, and it filled up rather quickly. So this is going to be something I'm going to display prominently in the shop.
Well, thanks so much, Chris. We appreciate it. We'll send folks to check it out, and we'll definitely be putting links in the description of your stuff, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, cool, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm Scott Powers, Rebel Woodworks, Instagram, Rebel Woodworks. Here to try to fire up a YouTube channel, Workbench Con. If you're not here, didn't come last year, come next year, because this is a phenomenal event. The information that's being shared in these sessions is incredible. Come next year, I'd love to meet you.
Hey, I'm Trevor Wanamaker with Maker Experiment. I do a bunch of laser engraving, laser cutting, and woodworking. I try to make a bunch of unique custom signs for brands, as well as one-off experimental projects.
So how you liking Workbench Con, man?
It's good. It's very good for the networking. So I meet a lot of people I've been talking to online for 6 months or more. And you get to meet them in person, you get to talk to them, you get to connect the face to the name on the brand. And you don't always get to see the face on Instagram, so it's always good to know who you're talking to.
And a lot of us have kind of put our brands on our badge.
Definitely have the brand.
Yeah, because everybody recognizes that logo.
They recognize this before they recognize my face.
Yeah.
I'm Mikey the Maker. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I just like to make all things. I build a lot of furniture, I do CNC projects, but most of all I like to try to get engaged with this community. That's why an event like this is my favorite thing in the world.
Awesome. And then I'm sure you've attended some of the awesome classes we've had. What was your favorite course?
I think my favorite one had to have been Ashley Harwood doing the turning demo and telling her story of how she got into it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Ashley's always fun to watch, throwing shavings everywhere, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
She does it with ease.
Yeah, it's cool. Thanks so much, Mikey. We appreciate it.
Lainey Johnson. My shop name's Pine and Birch. I do handmade wooden signs and plasma cut steel signs. My favorite part of Workbench Conference has just been getting to meet everybody.
What's been your favorite class so far?
Yeah, Izzy Swan's class this morning. It was great. And blogger class. And then I did the Carhartt, like the sponsorship thing yesterday morning.
Kind of how to work with brands,
yeah,
right?
They kind of give you the perspective from the brand side of what they look for.
Donnie, Designs by Donnie, man.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Designs by Donnie.
Okay. Do you do anything on YouTube?
Yep, I sure do. So just go through my Instagram page. It'll link you to my website, and from my website you can get to all my platforms.
Yeah. And what do you specialize in?
Artisan woodworking. So pretty much furniture turned into art.
What have you enjoyed about the conference here the last few days?
Oh wow, man, so many things. Probably the most important is networking and taking away from other makers and their information that they have to give. I think that's the best to take away from it, is just community.
Thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
My name is Jason Bent. Find me at Bent's Woodworking on Instagram as well as YouTube.
And what do you specialize in?
Really, I just do a lot of custom furniture stuff, but I'm transitioning more to doing instructional videos on YouTube. That's kind of my main passion now.
And what have you enjoyed about the conference so far?
A lot. Meeting a bunch of cool people, hanging out with a lot of cool people, and it's actually made me reassess kind of what I plan on doing in the future. But meaning I'm going to start moving towards certain things a lot faster than I originally planned.
What was your favorite class so far?
I think the best class I went through is probably the SEO class. The person teaching it was fantastic, and the information was great.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
My name's Chad Roseclass. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under the name Mancrafton. I guess the thing people would know me for most is tumblers, powder coating Yetis, powder coating, stainless steel tumblers. That's probably the most common thing I do. I do some welding, wood turning, plasma cutting, creating metal and.
You've done a little bit of blacksmithing in the past as well, right?
A little bit of blacksmithing, a little knife making.
Yeah, cool, man. What's probably your favorite part about this event this year?
I think my favorite class was Kim Anderson's. She had a class on basically taking your customer, your viewership or your customer base and funneling them down into an email list where you can convert that to future business.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Chad. We appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
All right, man. Thank you.
After meeting all those great makers, we made our way back to another class that was taught by Paul Jackman and Zach Herbeholtz from ZH Fabrication and Jackman Works. Their class was affectionately entitled F the Formula, and you'll see what they're going to talk about a little bit more here.
Who is doing this full time? So who's doing it part time, wanting to do it full time? Who about this? So that's what we're all about, F the Formula. I'm Paul Jackman, so in case anybody doesn't know me, that's unfortunate, but I'm a full-time YouTuber, content creator, do a little bit of everything.
This is it. Yeah, I've been at it for about 3 years full time now. I was absolutely chronically, miserably depressed working for other people my entire life.
We love what we do now. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to start off with words we hate. What do we mean by the formula? Why are you guys here today? Why are we here today? And we're going to talk about providing value. So, what we're sick of. Algorithm.
Formula.
SEO.
Maximize.
Pockethole.
Voice.
Voice. Also optimization.
Data.
Analytics. Trending.
Hashtag.
Anvils.
The most important, the most fundamental aspect of what we do, and that's loving what you do. So everything leans so heavily towards the analytics and search engine optimization and optimizing everything. And nobody talks about like staying inspired and loving what you do. And that, I think, is really if there is a formula for success, I think that is the formula for success. So if you keep your inspiration levels maximized, you maximize your inspiration, you will succeed. So all you guys need to put your nose to it. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, so we want to talk to you guys. What are you guys thinking?
I got one for you. So you obviously do have your own unique video style. Did you develop that style organically or through people you know, or did you take any classes for your editing techniques?
Yeah, it was all self-taught. I started my early videos were a lot like Jimmy's videos,
sped up and go fast. Yeah.
Simple stuff. And Jimmy does a really good job at that. Nobody can do it as good as him. And his videos are great, but I wanted to do something more. And the whole video making aspect, the creativity of it, like really intrigued me. So I kind of explored that more. Every video I added a new trick into, drop the plants on the table, they disappear, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, I did that, and people enjoyed it. So I keep doing it, just trying to think of new ideas and ways to do that. And you'll notice, like every video has one new thing in it. Like that's my goal. Keep that evolving slowly, so it's not like a big jump. Like if you watch through my whole catalog of videos, you're not going to see like all of a sudden like the production value just jumps. Like it's a very gradual change from my old videos to where they are now, and that was 4 years ago roughly when I started making videos. So it's a slow progress, and really the best way to learn how to do stuff is just by doing it. It takes time, the right amount of input, watching videos that are better than yours, and getting stuff from that, just picking up, watching it really closely. So be like, hey, I've got this idea. It's stupid. Is there a way to do this? Because I don't know how to do it. I want to get myself in the car and fly off straight. Can I do that?
It looked really clean, by the way.
Thank you. Freaked my grandmother out.
Then we all gathered again one last time at the main stage to hear Anna White and Jen Woodhouse talk about their new company, Spruced. They spoke about how we as makers should take our piece of the pie, and the pie being the U.S. furniture market. Last year, over $106 billion of home furnishings were sold in just the U.S. alone, and how if we all work together, we can step up and take our bite out of that pie. Well, Scott, we're about to wrap it up, dude. One more speech. Keynote given by Miss Anna White. So we're all going to gather in this one massive room.
1, 2, check.
We got quite a few folks gathering. There's a bunch of people out in the hallway, and they're getting the stage ready for Anna and Jen. And we're going to wrap it up. Say our goodbyes, all our new friends we've made, and our old friends that we've had that we've gotten to meet. Met a lot of really cool people, man. Got sucked up a lot of information, got to meet a lot of folks associated with several brands, and hopefully that develops into the future.
It was a really cool experience, and it's a little bittersweet that it's coming to an end, that we've had fun and made some pretty awesome memories. So it was very cool.
Kristen, our gracious host, has done a wonderful job.
Kristen Stockdale with Workbench Con.
Yeah, and what do you do, Kristen? You do events?
Yeah, so I'm an event designer, manager by trade, and lucky enough to have started Workbench Con based from another conference that I do that's mainly female oriented, but more and more guys would come in and we thought, we need to do something for more masculine or hardcore woodworkers.
Yeah, and what's the other conference, Haven?
Yes.
Haven. So as long as they're making stuff, we love it.
Exactly. Making things with our own hands is pretty powerful.
Yeah, excellent, awesome. Well, thank you again, Kristen, for putting on this amazing event. We really appreciate it. We had a ton of fun.
Well, we're so grateful. We're so grateful for this community and their support. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Everyone needs mentors, whether you're in sports, whether you're in business, whether you're in live production, in television, whatever it may be, and you guys are in almost all of that. You need mentors. You need people that will share with you the path that they have been on that may not dictate your path moving forward, but will give you some advice and some framework within which you can work and craft your own path. And it's really neat to watch everyone here craft those paths on their own, but it becomes easier when those that are already there share.
Overall, I had an outstanding time at Workbench Con 2019. I got to meet so many amazing makers, so many folks that are legends and I've idolized for years, and so many people that I've considered close friends that I just haven't got to meet face to face. It was a great experience for networking with brands as well, for learning and for community, guys. And that's what it's all about. It's about this community, us as the maker community. I will definitely be looking forward to WBC 2020, and I hope to see you guys there. And until next time, guys, don't forget to get better every day.